I'm on top of it. Can't hold me back. My computer almost took a dump on me, and at the last second, I got it going. I mean, you can't stop this, man. It's going to happen.
Not ever, man.
You know what I mean? Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am DJ Lou, and I got a special guest in the house tonight. The one and only Governor WILDSTAR.
What's up, everybody? How you doing out there? How you doing, Brother Lou?
I'm doing great, bro.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, man, what a great event we had. We didn't get to talk about it. You split at the last second. I was like, where did this dude go? I guess you had somewhere to be. I know your lady was at home sick and stuff, but man, thanks for being on the show.
Pleasure indeed.
Everybody out there listening, thank you. It's very difficult to come out here and to spill out your guts and let people know how you're doing. But first of all, oh man, November 5th, 2015, we did something that I'm really proud of, bro. I'm really proud of, and I'm really happy we did it. It kind of set our mark as friends. It kind of set the stone of more events to come, and that we can do it. Matter of fact, like, we did do it because a lot of people showed up. Let me start from the top, though. We showed up at this event in Santa Ana at the City Hall.
Yes, sir.
And I was the first one, I think, to get there. Well, actually, I was like the third dude to get there. I pulled up, couldn't find parking, so I was driving in circles. Like, how do I get into City Hall and park for free? But I just got sick of
a zoo around there.
Yeah, I got sick of driving in circles, so I was just like, forget about it, man. I was gonna pull into City Hall and pay I think it was like $15, and I made it happen, dude. So I pulled in, I drive up, no one's around, I don't see anybody. I'm like, where are we supposed to meet at? You know, I see a dude on a skateboard, and I'm like, yo, homie. And he's like, what? I'm like, are you here for the Anonymous? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. Where's everybody at? He's like, oh, come over here, follow me. So we start walking over there, and there's three other dudes. I'll show you this picture right here. There's three other dudes, and the dude in the middle, he's wearing that mask with this flag. That dude, he never showed his face. So backing up a bit, I go up to him first time I meet this guy. Hey, how you doing? Hey, he's muffled. How's it going, man? I'm like, you here for the march, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, cool, man. I love the mask. But I never got to see that dude's face, which was the trip, which I guess is the whole idea of it, right?
That's how he wanted to roll.
Yeah.
Keep his anonymity.
And so when I started approaching these dudes, there was only like four dudes. And I'm going, okay, this might be a small group, you know, like maybe 3 or 4 dudes the whole night. But sure enough, man, one after the next, people start walking up with their signs, people start walking up with their masks. Yeah. I'm like, all right, we got something going right now, dude. This is going to be tight.
Piling in.
So as they start piling in, what happens next? Oh, okay, so dudes start pulling out weed, people start smoking and enjoying themselves, but nobody's really taking the lead of saying, welcome, you know, this is the plan. Everyone's just like in their own little groups that they came in. So I'm like, maybe I should say something. Yeah. So I'm like, what did I say? I was like, listen up. I mean, loud. I was like, you could hear a mile away. I'm like, listen up. And people are looking around, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm not the spokesman for this event, but I just want to say thank every one of you for showing up today. It's an honor to be here with you guys, walking with you guys. Yeah. I think what we're doing today it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to others out there around the world. Absolutely. And everyone, they looked at me, and they all stopped talking, and they all connected with what I was saying. And I kind of, from there on, was like the leader of the thing, because I don't think the guy who made the event, he showed up, but he didn't say nothing. Right, exactly. He was chilling, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, you know, but someone's got to stand up. So, you know, time's ticking away. You still ain't there. I'm going, all right, so we're standing here. It's like 6:30. The event was supposed to be at 6. I'm calling you, dude. Come on, man. People are waiting, dude. What's going on? But I knew you had that secret weapon of yours, which not only is your voice, but that megaphone.
Yeah, for sure.
That megaphone, man, you took care of business, dude. I was, like, impressed. I was like, WILDSTAR, man, he's doing his thing. He's like, all right, everybody, follow me.
Yeah, that's the microphone, the amplification tool right there.
That was dope. So, yeah, we're waiting for you. 30 minutes come in, and boom, you show up with, 5 masks to pass out, and everyone's running up to you like, give me a mask. And then from there on, you just led the way, dude. I got some videos of us marching. I got some videos of us, you know, doing our thing. And let me look into the blog talk, see if there's people. Yep, we got somebody in. All right, so how did you feel, man? Did you feel like, first of all, why did you march?
Just basically to go out there and express how I was feeling, show my solidarity with my brothers and sisters out there that are protesting for, freedom and justice and fighting for freedom and liberty. So I wanted to join them and let them know that I am amongst them, and let them know that I'm part of that fight and that struggle.
That's what's up, dude. Did you feel like we made a difference out there?
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of the people there, whether they took leadership roles or not, like yourself, or myself. I mean, my whole philosophy is I follow a quote that I've heard, which is lead me, follow me, or get out of my way. So,
damn.
I mean, as much as Anonymous likes to shy away from leadership and say we have no leaders, there needs to be people that steps up to the plate in case in such a situation, with these rallies, with these marches, with these gatherings. And there are people that coordinate them, and we thank them for that. That's a leadership role. Even just getting me, myself, Lou there, Eva there, everybody there that they invited, that was taking an initiative. So we all have our roles to play. And I was very thankful that the people there allowed me to step up to the plate and play my role.
Well, you originally were supposed to go to LA's Million Mass March. And I'm so thankful that you showed up to the Santa Ana one, man, because I'm looking back going, you led that thing. I mean, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to standing in and the front lines and showing your leadership skills, you were the dude to do that. And that's what makes me think about it. I mean, you don't give yourself any credit, but I'm looking at you like, this dude came with the megaphone. If we didn't have the megaphone, we would have just been shouting like, out of our minds instead of having that machine. We kind of didn't know what to march about or say. We had all the same idea, but we didn't have the initiative of, some of the chants you said. You remember any of the chants? I got them all on tape, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. we are anonymous. Whose streets? Our streets.
Fuck the police.
Yeah. Well,
I was kind of hesitant on that one, but I do appreciate what you're saying because of all the bad police, and it's kind of a vague term, but it means a lot to those who have been harassed.
Yeah.
And they don't have any voice, and here you are. I mean, again, leading the way. Everyone there did not want to take that megaphone, but me, you, another couple dudes. And it doesn't matter if they did or not. I remember you saying on the video, like, if you just choose to listen, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that you did what you did. And the heart that you have makes me want to do the same thing. And we did. We stood side by side. We marched. We made it happen. So
absolutely.
Let's start one of these videos on. Let's go with this first video of a gentleman who was talking in front of everyone. I didn't even know who this dude was, but he said so many good things that made me happy. It's kind of a lengthy video, so let's just interrupt whenever we want and say what we want to say. Now, what's going on in your mind when you got this megaphone and you're looking at these gigantic buildings?
Taking them down, taking them over, getting us inside of them and the people that are inside of them out. But right now, we're at in front of the IRS building in downtown Santa Ana, and the IRS buildings are pretty much just litters of our society. They're all throughout our communities, all throughout our country, and they pretty much operate in private, just like the Federal Reserve.
Let's listen to this dude real quick. Do you know this gentleman? This dude, I want to get him in here. I like him.
Yes, actually, that was a coworker.
Is he?
Yeah.
Let's listen to him real quick.
You all know about the upcoming elections, right?
Yes, sir.
You all know that's all bullshit, right?
Yes, sir.
No matter how much they go on TV and try to act like they care,
Press more up against your mouth.
all I gotta say is that they don't really care about us.
Yes, sir.
Like Michael Jackson.
No matter what they try to say, no one man can have all that power. They answer to an elite group. But what they don't know, the most dangerous weapon that we got on our side, but we have to activate it, and that's the awakening of the conscious mind of all the people.
Yeah.
Once that happens, we can't be touched.
Yeah, I thought this dude was a cop because he had handcuffs on him. I thought he was a cop for real, like a dude that, because he came out of the blue. We're standing on Main Street, and I think it was like, I don't remember, First Street or something.
Yeah.
And he came out of the blue, and I just put my hand out to him, gave him a hug, like, what's up, brother? You know, follow us, let's do it. And then, like, I was following him. I heard his speech. I'm like, I like this guy, you know? But we kept walking, and I was walking behind him, and I saw handcuffs, and I was going, wait. This guy, I mean, not that he's doing a bad thing.
Interesting jewelry.
But if he if he was ready to arrest one of us for acting up and calling backup, I don't know. But that was just my conspiracy mind doing what it does best. So this dude gets down, though.
Exactly. And they do everything in their power to make sure that does not happen. So this bullshit political system that they got running on TV all the time, it's all bullshit propaganda like the WWF, body slamming crap. It's all bullshit.
Do you say body slamming?
The FBI staff, they all bet to run down the average man. They try to take the fun out of us, but they can't. As long as we stand as one, will always be a threat. The more we're divided, the easier we fall.
What about Bernie Sanders?
Bernie Sanders is a good man, but don't think for 1 second that they will let him come into office and take hold of what they've been trying to do for the last 100 years.
Damn. That's big words right there, man. For the last 100 years, he's just cracking the knowledge right there, making you think like
more than 100 years. You know?
Yeah. But he's getting deep into like the Federal Reserve. That's what I'm thinking when I hear that. Like they take over the money, they take over us.
But that, I think what he's saying pretty much is what's being resonated throughout the country. A lot of people are waking up, including the followers and supporters of Bernie Sanders. They know about the Federal Reserve, and even he himself in his campaign is proposing to regulate Wall Street, regulate the Federal Reserve and the IRS in some way, shape, or form, and downsize them, just like Rand Paul is. So it's good to hear that being expressed in the debates. Yeah. And because that's being said, and those two candidates have great potential of becoming our next president, again, I have high hopes, and I think our country should.
Beautifully said. Let's listen a little bit more.
Bigger than one man. It has to be a collective. It has to be a collective fight.
I mean, could you imagine every corner on every block, every city, people doing this?
Right.
This is what I'm seeing. This is like an epidemic to me. I want this to spread. Yeah. And I think it's happening. If you look worldwide, I got videos from London, which went off. I mean, those dudes really assembled.
Yeah. We need an American spring, like the Arab Spring. We need one here in America. And I think it's definitely, we're on the precipice of that happening. Yeah. There's pretty much, it's like Jenga. There's a few more blocks to fall, and pretty soon everybody are going to be, it's going to be out there. So Jenga.
I love that game. Once again, bro, thanks for coming in and marching, man. I mean, you don't understand how I was looking at you that night, man. I was like, we were rocking that shit, man. And I have to tell you, bro.
And I love you for that.
I had that saved up.
Thank you, brother. I mean, it was definitely an honor to be aside you out there leading these people, because really that's what I feel like I was destined to do. You know,
I feel the same way, man.
Like you said, I was supposed to go to the LA March, and with me passing up on that opportunity, pretty much gave me the chance to jump in and show more of a leadership role, opposed to if I had gone to the LA March, I would have just been one of the many. I probably would have, had my opportunity to express myself in some shape or form, by having my own megaphone or, sharing one with the others. But either way, just to be able to lead the march and get everybody galvanized, get them, riled up, felt great. And I definitely got to credit my experience to the past few marches, the Million Mass marches that I've been to in the past, where I've learned from others about how that should go. The names escape me, of course, but they're all on my Facebook pages, etc. So
let's look at some of your marching chants and rants.
And money has control of all of us. If you look at the war called usury, use your servitude. You going to work every day, slaving away to pay off this debt. So they use your children as collateral to borrow more money from the Federal Reserve, which is a private company, okay? Private company.
You sound good up there, dude.
Oh, thank you. Got to credit a lot of that to the information that I've heard, from people like Ron Paul.
You speak really slowly, really clearly, like really legible where you can understand everything that you're saying. I was studying what you're doing, and I'm like, that's the way to do it, man. I'm learning a lot from you. I'm trying to be the same way because I talk a mile a minute. I can't. I don't know why I do that. I'm trying to break it down a lot easier, a lot more defined on my words so that you can feel it when I'm talking.
Oh, thank you.
That was awesome, dude. I mean, I really. What was I going to ask you? Did you notice how many homeless people though? We're talking about banks and we're talking about the loans, and I mean, my God, there's a ton of homeless people that we really don't acknowledge, man. I was shocked.
How many of those people were veterans? Had signs saying "homeless veteran, please help."
Yeah. They was coming up to us too when we was out there, and when you had the megaphone, you had like 3 homeless dudes approach you, and you was like, "Hey, you want to talk?" And the dude's like, "You're doing a great job. I'm good." That was cool. Let's see.
They were interested too, just to see us out there, and to hear what we were all about. They were taken aback and wanted to be involved. We even remember the guy followed us around and got involved himself. Yeah. So we invited him to come along, and he did.
This is going to become a religion for me to do this not every year. See, the thing I want to start doing is start it off as every year, then every 6 months, and every 3 months, and every 1 month, and every week we're out there. Because people are getting desperate. I mean, look at all those homeless people. I mean, if I had some sort of influence on them, maybe money, I'd be like, can you guys march with us? I mean, this is for your struggle too, because it's hard to get these dudes up. I'm pretty sure a lot of them suffering, starving, in pain. I don't know what they're going through, but there's a reason why they're there.
I've actually taken that route before. One of the first few times that I went out to speak publicly as Governor WILDSTAR was at Leimert Park. And I don't know if you're aware or know anything about it, but it's riddled with homeless people that, either have lost their homes due to being foreclosed or, lack of fortune or drug problems or whatever. But they're all throughout there. Yes, definitely.
Scary, man.
And I went out there to speak to them, and a way to try to excite them about the things that I was talking about, I used money to give it away. Yeah. And I played a game, asked questions and stuff like that. And at the end of it, I gave all of the money away, So.
Wow, that's cool of you. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I got some money in my pocket. I want to just give it away.
Exactly.
I just want to go up to these homeless people. And then I started to think, but what if they see me giving, when I say they, other homeless people, and they try to rob them for their money, or they try to beat them up for their money. So I just said, let me slow down. Let me try to work on these people I'm with right now and get them built up so that they would want to be more involved. Yeah. Because we had some kids that just ran up to us. We want to march with you. Come on, you can march.
I saw that.
But you know what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
And you don't have a mask to cover yourself. See, I have no problem showing my face on this video. I have no problem. I don't want to identify my full name and my government name, because I think that's kind of pointless. It's like kind of giving out everything that you have, all your cards, to anybody out there. I think that's not a great idea. But when you show no fear like you do, I think the next step is government and becoming an official and showing the people that you're not afraid. I hate the stupid people, though, that have never suffered, have never struggled. Their parents gave them money so they can survive, and they never had a struggle. So they don't understand. Like, nah, I'm not going to, you're too wild for me, WILDSTAR. And it's like, wait, listen to the dude. Listen to what he has to say. I mean, he speaks very clearly. He's not... to me, you don't sound ghetto or ghetto fabulous. Not that that's a bad thing, but you want someone intelligent to lead the pack, and not someone that's going to be, ignorant about everything. That's why I feel like a lot of ghetto people, they never really open that book. Never. By the way, how did you get the vocabulary you have and your choice of words? You seem very articulate when you speak.
Oh, thank you. Reading a lot of books. I read a lot of books. Read a lot of books. The dictionary was my best friend when I was a kid. I just liked, when I watched movies, I would hear certain words, and that would intrigue me to want to know what that word meant. Mm-hmm. So then the dictionary was there. I'd pop it open, read it, and it would stick somewhere in my brain. So
I used to get the dictionary only to try to write rhymes to rap with, but I had no idea what the words would actually mean. So I'm just throwing out words because they rhyme and they sound cool. Had no idea what I was actually saying because I was that stupid. But luckily,
I think all of us MCs have, turned to the Bible of words for certain ways to express ourselves and be able to rhyme at the same time.
People would come up to me like,
"Are you stupid or something?"
Yeah, I was pretty bad. But did you grow up in a decent household? Did you grow up like in a messed up household? What was it like for you?
Well, I didn't grow up in an affluent home, that's for sure.
What does that mean?
It wasn't very privileged or, given opportunities more than most.
Right.
I pretty much grew up very limited as a welfare child. My mother was on welfare. She was a single mom. We lived in projects at some point, then to certain various areas that if you looked at them now would be considered a ghetto, but when I was a kid, they were just great neighborhoods,
Awesome.
They were the inner cities of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I grew up, and that's actually where they held the GOP debate last night. And based on how it looked on camera versus how it looks in your own eyes on the streets is completely different. So I would say I overcame all of the challenges that most young black men tend to be faced with on the daily, which is, obscene amounts of violence, whether it be domestic or from outside threats, pardon me. Gangs, police threats. I mean, all of that.
Were you sheltered, or I mean, were you exposed to this? When I say exposed, like around gangs, around malicious people that just their intent is to cause harm. Because I was sheltered for quite a while as a kid, and moved with my parents, my father when I was a teenager. And I kind of ran amok because I was around the wrong people, and always lived in the ghetto as a kid, but kind of just fell into the being cool, I guess, because I got taller and spiky hair, thought it was all cool, and hanging around the wrong graffiti artists that wanted to do drugs and wanted to start up shit with other people.
Right.
And I kind of I was a scrawny little dude or skinny dude, but I didn't want to fight people. I didn't know how to fight. I didn't know what to do in that situation, but I would fight anyway just because my friends were fighting. I just got involved. So in other words, I'm just trying to ask, do you think all this upbringing reflects you now, or have you turned around, made a U-turn, and said, I'm done with that kind of a life?
Well, I was always, again, faced with those challenges, but as a kid, I made conscious choices to avoid them. I saw bad friends and bad things happening in my neighborhood, and I just didn't affiliate myself with it. I don't know, for some reason, the angels were with me, I guess I should say, but It just steered me clear from a lot of those things. I even remember one time on my birthday, somebody got shot right outside of my house. And,
damn.
It's a
For
dead
your birthday.
body. Yeah, so, and there was shooting happening, and one of my friends there for my birthday party thought it was fireworks, and we're like, dude, get down. There's shooting outside.
This is not a test.
Yeah, exactly. So, but again, those people that were doing those things, I just avoided them. And I just thank God I was given that right of mind just to focus on greater things. I don't really know what to say.
That's amazing. You sound like you're a miracle child, man, because like I see the public schools, I don't see the same thing anymore. I see, grown adults, I don't see the same thing anymore. When I say I don't see the same thing anymore, I'm talking about history. When I look back and I look at marching, I look at Martin Luther King, I look back, see Cesar Chavez boycotting, creating their own bank system. I don't know, maybe I'm blind, but I know it's happening. I just don't see it as much around where I'm at, where I live. So what I'm trying to get at is anonymous. These guys have sparked the fire for me. Shout out to everybody out there that influenced me in a big way, because without them, specifically 3 individuals who kind of pushed me to say, hey, do something this year, man. Don't not do anything, and you were like the fourth one to say, I'm going to Santa Ana, and I'm like, well then cool, because I'm going to be there too, so we can both unite and march. If you would have went to LA, it would have been weird. I mean, I probably would have videotaped more, but I would have probably just put some cool music in the back so you wouldn't know what happened, because everybody would have been like off. But Anonymous to me is amazing. The groups of people out there that are putting their lives on the line, and I say that because there's pictures on Facebook of people in front of the White House and snipers on top of the White House. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, like that's kind of scary. I mean, what happens if the cops come up and then the people start getting mad, yelling at each other, and then sniper dudes, hey, we got to pick a couple of these guys off because they're trying to hop over the fence, they're trying to kill a president or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
In reality, it's like, this is really happening. Dudes are really putting their lives on the line. We're putting our lives on the line. We're putting our reputations on the line. For what? What are we trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
A lot. We're trying to accomplish everything.
Exactly.
Everything that matters is what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And it's like the ant versus like the human. It's like a little tiny thing versus a gigantic monster. But when you get a million, billion of those ants going around, it gets dangerous. To me, like, how do you control that many people?
Yeah.
How do you? I believe in control. It's like, oh well, you're into brainwashing. No, it's kind of like a technique, like an immortal technique. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we should live by our values, our morality. We should live by our love for each other. And you eliminate those things, and what do you got? Violence, you got anger, you got all this other shit that people are using for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I'm up for anger. I'm up for using some violence, but let's do it correctly. Let's try to get it going where we can actually change shit to the point where you're giving us no choice.
Right.
You're not giving us any choice. You guys are kicking everybody out of their houses. Look at the streets, the homeless people all over the streets. You're giving us no option but to try to take back what's rightfully ours.
Exactly.
And that's why I stand with you. I watched a lot of your videos over the past couple of days, and I'm going, you got the mentality of wanting to change it. I don't know what reasons you were in court for. I don't know what reasoning, because I got kind of the gist of it. I was trying to listen to it. I think you put the phone in your pocket, and that was cool of you to challenge the judge. Like, why can't I have my phone out?
Oh, yeah.
You guys are taping. Why can't I tape? Well, what was the reasoning behind all of this? And they're like, Mr. WILDSTAR, you have to abide by the rules.
I mean, that is the rule, and it's to preserve the integrity of the court, which is why the court recorder is there in the first place. Everything is supposedly on the record. Well,
no, it's not.
Yeah.
you know why it's not?
Precisely.
Because I went to court with my mother, and she lied to the judge in his face about things that she said she didn't do, and I wanted a record of that. I wanted to prove that she was lying. Mm-hmm. So I requested, may I see the transcript? Oh, well, we don't record the entire thing.
Exactly.
We just take parts of it.
Right.
So
they're called notes or minutes.
So what's the point? When they can be misinterpreted?
Right, because they're operating illegally. And that's what's happening, is they don't want a record of their illegal activity. Any person doing a crime doesn't want to have evidence of it. Or better yet, be taking that copy of that evidence themselves.
Prove it to be proven wrong, man.
Precisely.
The judge doesn't want to be wrong, even though they have been wrong. They've been caught being wrong.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But they want to lower that. They want to stop you from challenging to the next step and to the next step.
One of the last few videos that I recorded was of me going to court and the judge saying that he was going to mark it on record that as if I never appeared, therefore a bench warrant would be issued for me.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. Is next thing you know, I'm riding my bike and I'm getting harassed by cops. They are harassing me for my ID, and one of the cops comes that knows me, and I give him my ID pretty much since he knows me, and they arrest me based on this bench warrant that was falsely issued from this judge that lied. So, and I'm like, I have it on video that the judge lied and said he was going to do this, and still. And again, where does the justice being served come into play? An attorney doesn't want to touch my cases because there isn't any blood that's been spilled. And if they don't see it as an opportunity to make money or become a superstar or become famous, then they don't want to get involved.
That's dangerous, man. It's dangerous that we don't know these things. And then when we find out, we want to fight like yourself. How many people are willing to fight? Or, oh, yes, judge, whatever you say, judge.
Exactly.
We're supposed to have honor for the honorable judges. Well, if they're not honorable, then how do you accept that? How do you allow that to happen? And how do you trust a judge in the first place?
Better yet, what kind of person are you if you are accepting that?
Wow.
Because that, especially if you're an American and you claim to be an American, because if you know the root of what being an American is, it's being resilient, especially towards tyrannical governments, situations, unlawful laws, dictatorships.
That's what a judge is, though. It's his courthouse. It's his courtroom, I should say. And he's the one. I remember one of my friends telling me, man, you were talking back to a judge, dude. I mean, they can have their way with you in there. There is no protection for you.
And that's the thing, is it's supposed to be the other way around. You are the power when you walk in that courtroom, and the judge is nothing but a justice of the people. He's a mediator. So as a neutral party to the situation, his job is to listen and judge accordingly. He can't go in there biased or one-sided or, swayed, which is the situation.
Of course.
9 times out of 10, of course, the judge is coming into the courtroom and favoring whatever the district attorney says is the case. So if the case is against you for whatever reason, all of those charges, you're guilty before proven innocent.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that concept and how it has come to be in our courtrooms with the application of admiralty law on land. And
wait, what does that mean?
Admiralty law basically is the law of the sea. You have 2 different laws considering based pretty much on how the world operates its economy. You have the law of the land and the law of the sea. Admiralty law is the law of the sea. So pretty much because there is no government over a body of water, the laws that governments agreed on is admiralty law. And it's basically a matter of law to where if you're charged with a crime, there's a fee involved for that penalty or whatever. So any type of infraction comes down to money. Let's say, for instance, if you had a product and you were shipping them from Japan to America and something happened with them coming en route, we would go to Admiralty Court to solve that issue.
It'd be hard to prove some of that. I'm trying to figure out, how would you prove anything that goes, like car insurance? Like you can't prove I hit that person. I mean, they hit me.
Right. And that's how our courts operate nowadays, opposed to operating under common law, which is recognizing the law of the land, which is the Constitution.
Yes.
And the Constitution basically says if I haven't if I haven't offended any of your constitutional rights or harmed you in any physical way, then you don't have any case, pretty much. All of these supposed laws aren't really laws. They're just regulations, rules, statutes, that they, if the PC deck, the penal code deck that cops are given to supposedly enforce law, none of them even know all of what's in that book. It's thousands of pages and codes, etc. When you get arrested, they're looking through the book trying to figure out what they can charge you with.
Wow.
And the reason being is because, again, they're operating under this de facto law, which is this admiralty law. And it's a law that recognizes basically the Crown of England, not the American flag, which is why when you go into a courtroom, instead of the American flag being an American flag, it's going to be an American flag with gold fringes around it. That's a notification to let you know that that country is under admiralty law. So whatever the country may be, if it has gold fringes around it, it's under admiralty law.
This is deep, man. People don't know this.
It's so deep.
It's a whole nother language.
It's a whole nother language. It's called legalese, and we don't know it.
Made by symbols. And,
exactly. Made by symbols and attorneys and secret secret government, secret.
And they know the loopholes, well, we don't.
Yes,
They know.
precisely, which is why lawyers have to swear to uphold the bar. You know, they have to swear to the Bar Association opposed to swearing on the Constitution to uphold the United States Constitution, which, of course, is what all public officials do. But how can you swear to one entity yet having a promise to another? Which is why no president is supposed to be involved in the UN, but still we have that happening.
But we're fighting back, and let's take a look at the Million Mass March at Washington, D.C., and let's check that one out and how it went.
And the march is officially kicked off as soon as we got here.
Look at all those people, man. Damn.
Pretty awesome.
That is crazy.
And the protesters have taken the street. Oh, lordy. That was pretty fast.
Look at them cops, man. It's flying right by me. Look at that. You see how close that bike almost hit that protester?
He wanted to.
Protesters have
Remember, the cops would like to excite violence, too.
There's the White House with the snipers on top.
Protesters have taken the streets once again, and as you can see, a large number of people here. I would say about 500, give or take a few. The protesters have just stopped, and now they're helping out this homeless guy here.
We need to take care of our own.
Everyone's chipping in, giving to the homeless. I love that. This dude's getting a stack of cash.
He's getting a lot of donations, a lot of support and help and hugs from the protesters here.
Give him some bottled water and food.
Yeah, this homeless dude sitting on a bench getting a bunch of money from a bunch of friends from Anonymous. We got some callers, so when you guys feel like speaking to us, just press 1, and I'll see there's a little bubble by your name, and I'll buzz you in, all right? So don't be afraid. This is all family here.
You're going to need a bigger container for that. You just shut down another street block. The police captain's also here in full uniform with the protesters.
And that police captain is from New York, from the Occupy Wall Street protest.
And then Captain Lewis or something?
Yes.
I have a great speech that he was saying. He was just like, I'm tired of this. I want to pull this video up too. I know one of my friends, he called earlier and he was like, what's Anonymous? Like, what is that? Would you like to fill him in on what that is?
Yes, it's pretty much a movement of we the people. And it started out first with some hacktivists that have made strides on the internet, pretty much just hacking into corporations to gain more freedoms, show more freedoms against certain corporations, and just expanded from there. Turned also into a ground force by people going out and protesting against the Church of Scientology.
If I may cut you off, like we're watching a video as WILDSTAR is talking, and these guys are at the Federal Reserve Bank. They're hitting windows. They're knocking on them real hard, and there's police inside the buildings. There's a ton of people just pissed off, and they got the megaphones out. They all have their masks on. Right now they're marching to the White House, and it's a beautiful thing to see that we're not the only ones, man. There's tons of people everywhere doing this.
Oh, yeah.
So
this is a worldwide movement. There were thousands of people out in London. Where, you know. I'm
going to pull up that video right now, but right here in D.C., I got friends out there that on Facebook that are doing the damn thing, and again, motivated me to come out and with you and make it happen, dude.
Wonderful. So
right now they're being asked to leave by the police. It's a unlawful assembly, apparently. Let me turn up the volume so we can hear it. And they are told to leave now.
So the police announced that this protest was illegal and that everyone should disperse. Obviously, the protesters are not leaving.
It's my man, Mike Wadowski.
Looks like we're inside the Death Star. I don't know what's going on.
This dude's walking in the White House. That is so cool.
And this is where they do interviews at. Or push
Is that the White House? Or?
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe that's the state capitol.
No wonder this place is messed up and our government doesn't work well. You have signs here in the Senate building saying that fluoride is great for you. I'm looking for Senator John McCain.
Oh, he's in the Senate building. Oh, Luke Radowski.
We're outside Monsanto headquarters, where the protesters took down the American flag and put it upside down.
Oh, beautiful.
Holy cow.
There's a ton of people just pissed off right now, and they're trying to get into the doors of Monsanto.
Now the anonymous flag is also flying at Monsanto headquarters. The cops are now taking down the anonymous flag down.
No more GMO.
These guys are writing graffiti on the floor, and there's police cars around them and stuff. I just think that's so beautiful. And I'm against graffiti, but when you're putting a positive message like stop something, I really like that. I just don't like letters all over the floor. I can't understand.
Especially GMOs.
Exactly.
No more GMOs.
So that is it for the Million Mask March. It looks like it's over. 600 cities took part in this protest. And this is what happened in D.C.
Amazing, man.
I believe Luke is with We Are Change. Yeah, the We Are Change network. And that's another person just like yourself, an individual that decided to start his own media network.
What the hell is that?
Go out there with
Bush or John Elias Bush.
Yeah, sorry, this dude just interrupted us. Let's look at the London protest. See how that one went. This one got violent. Ton of people. Looks like more than LA's.
Oh yeah.
How did they figure this out? I mean, did it start in America or the activists?
No, the whole Million Mask March, I guess, came out of the Occupy Wall Street protests. Pretty much the Occupy the World protests. They were all over the world. And that's when you saw Anonymous come out with the Occupy protesters. So that's when you seen the mass pretty much out there. But that was a worldwide movement back in, 2011? 2011 or something like that. So I would definitely say for anybody out there to, research the Occupy Wall Street more as well. Because those people are instrumental. They pretty much are still anonymous. Were and is. I think we all are anonymous because, again, I just see it as being an opportunity for us, the people, to revolt as one. Instead of being broken up into bits and groups, we can galvanize under one umbrella, one united flag, and operate as one vehicle here. And even though you may have the hacktivists out there that have their skills on how to fight for our freedoms online, for the foot soldiers out there, such as yourself and myself, that go out there and fight on the front lines with our megaphones and our signs and, fight for the cause as well. It's up to all of us to pretty much, again, join together. So whether you're wearing an anonymous mask or not, whether you want to call yourself anonymous or just an activist, somebody's that's pissed off, fed up, and wants to change things, I would say join us. Definitely
join us. Wear your mask if you don't want to show your face. Don't be afraid to speak up because the time is now. And I want to say this right now while I'm on the podcast and able to speak. I'm sober right now, and I'm very surprised because I usually drink a beer or two because of my nerves. But I'm telling you, WILDSTAR, I feel absolutely 100% like I'm with family when I'm talking about Anonymous. When I'm sitting here with you, I feel like this is what I'm meant to do.
Right.
And I recall marching, and I'm never going to forget this, man. And I had the megaphone, and I don't remember what the hell I was saying, but some dude who was in line with us was like, "Now you sound like Martin Luther King." And you know what you said, right? You were like, because he is.
Yeah, for sure.
And that blew my mind, bro, because it made me extremely happy, by the way, because It means the world to me to do what Martin Luther King did. It means the world to me to do anything that can make a difference for everyone in a better way, and to communicate saying we care, we love you guys.
Right.
We don't even know you guys, but we're on the same page if we're all thinking the same way, and we're tired of this oppression. We're tired of this big government.
Exactly, and those are big shoes to fill. So for you to step up and embrace them and fulfill them.
I mean, when I was on that blowhorn, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I'm just my first time. Hello, hi, everyone. Yeah, just put your hand in the air like you just don't care. I didn't know what the hell to say, man. I was, but I kept hearing you, and I'm going, all right, let's get in the rhythm. And I started doing my thing. I remember at one point, I'm like, when I say fuck, you say government, fuck, government, fuck. So it was just an eye opener for me that this is what I want to do forever. This is what I want to do until I'm gone. This is what I'm made to do, and it's such a electric feeling when you're out there and you're screaming your head off and you're marching. Let's play one of the videos of when we walked past those two private officers in front of that federal building. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That dude who was, I think he was drunk or something.
He just seemed like he was having a hard time. From what I was told later, the guy suffers from mental disorders, so he was probably doped up on some prescription drugs.
He apparently broke into like a window or something, but we were there, we caught it, we marched, and there we are doing our thing. Where was it?
And what's funny is, right as we were approaching, we were chanting, "Who do you serve?"
Right.
And we just randomly selected that one right as we were walking up.
Yep.
So it was very fitting.
And we approached, for the people that are listening, we're approaching right now from the sidewalk, two policemen. Were they policemen? Because they had guns. I saw the guns. I didn't see. They were like private security, right?
Yes.
For a federal building. And
Exactly.
we approached them because they were like riding some dude up who was like leaning against a pole. And it was like the most perfect timing. And we approached and we kind of got the dude's back. So listen in.
The system. Who do you serve? 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 Who do you serve?
Now we're approaching.
Who do you serve?
Yeah, and look at him. You can tell the guy.
You're not alone.
You hear me on the horn. I'm like,
You got your back, all right? No trip, dude. We're here.
and he's like, no habla inglés.
The whole world is watching. The whole
Here's WILDSTAR putting the private guys on blast, the private security. We're all watching. Too funny.
Because we were news streaming at that time live.
world is watching. The whole world is watching. The whole world
So here we are, about 20 heads, yelling at two private security guys, and one of them's like, I served my country. I was a veteran, and you can't do this. Wait,
Exactly.
what's that noise? All right, yeah, so let's, what the hell?
Who do you serve?
Right here.
Do you consent to search it? Do you consent to search it? Do you consent to search it?
He broke down a door from the building.
Who do you gentlemen serve?
Eva going crazy on him.
You serve for you people?
Eva went off. Motherfuckers.
Well, where did you find it?
How do you feel about our
Well, where did you find it?
How do you feel about our country?
So here we are harassing. I'm sure it's more entertaining to look at than it is to hear. I know there's people listening going like, we can't see. But I want you guys to call in. I know you're
I
listening.
love how veterans like to say how they're serve their country, and they use that as a defense, especially when they're wearing a badge and a gun, threatening, a group of people that are unarmed and not threatening at all.
Yeah, here's
But-
my thing. I mean, if you're going to be a policeman, don't protect the congressmen that are effing up this country. Don't build that wall, that shield when you see peaceful protesters that want to get in the mix, and we want to stop them from doing that.
Precisely. And if you say you fought for your country, join us and fight with us. We need you to fight for your country right now alongside us.
this war is going to continue. You gotta fight! You gotta fight for your right! You gotta fight!
We should be free, but we are not. Our dollar should be a lot more powerful today than it was yesterday. And that's what we need to focus our attention on is the true culprit in our country that's keeping us enslaved is the dollar bill. And it's corporations like Wells Fargo and Bank of America and Chase, wherever they are, that's keeping us enslaved to the debt.
War.
On your mind. On your mind.
What about Snowden? What about Chelsea Manning? Have we forgotten about them?
No.
Sitting in that cage being tortured? It's time we step up, we stand up. Enough of these selfies, enough of this selfish bullshit. You guys ready to lay down your life? Now's the time. Otherwise, sit on your couch, watch your TMZ, watch your NFL, but I'm just gonna say as much as I can.
War.
On your mind.
War.
On your mind.
They think they have us under control. They think money is real. They think credit cards, all these people are never gonna stop. How can we wake them up? Let's make it happen. Can they wake themselves up?
Stop being sheep.
You know how you wake them up? You tell your friends. You tell your mom and dad. You tell your kids. You tell them.
Stop being
Be
sheep.
technically smart. Don't fall for violence. Don't play their wars. Be smart. Reveal them. Show them who you are.
War.
Wake up! 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 Wake up!
Are you a slave to a dollar bill?
Fuck no.
Are you a slave to a dollar? Does a dollar tell you what to do?
No!
Control your life?
No!
Don't let a dollar control you.
Yeah.
Don't let that dollar control you. You tell how you make it work.
Check. Hey guys. Oh, they stood on. What up? Hey, it was DJ Lou right here and the one and only WILDSTAR.
I am here.
He's here in the flesh.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, y'all? How you doing, man?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lou, for having me, as always.
Whoa.
Appreciate you.
Oh, snap. What's going on? Whoa. That cop is pissed.
It's not a cop.
It's not?
Nope. It's more private personnel.
And that's like the biggest pain in the ass to me because we know we all got to scrape for that change. We got to get those jobs. We got to try to make a difference. And people out there need jobs. And here we go. Hey, $20 an hour to be private security for a Federal Reserve Bank that actually prints money out of thin air.
Right.
Do you see the bullshit that we're involved in? I mean, people need work. It's like Walmart. I tell people, why are you going to Walmart? Everything's made in China. None of that money circulating. It's all the products that are being made. They're not from here. People are not working to make that product in America. And they go, it's cheap. I can afford it. And I'm like, damn.
Well, China has bought and paid this country already. So that's pretty much why everything that you see and have is already says made in China on it. Is because America made that agreement a long time ago when they started taking money from China to bail us out of our debt.
I don't see any million mass marches over there.
Exactly. That's because of the Chinese media, but there were million mass marches in China, and I'm pretty sure that if the internet was as free as it was, we would have access to people in China that had their own Ustreams and videos. Yep. And but
who is it? I believe it's not Pakistan, somewhere over there in the Middle East, Iran. They have their own internet. They don't connect with the U.S. internet. They have their own websites. It's not worldwide. It's
Exactly.
That's kind of deep, though. Like, you're kind of blocking off the world. What is that saying about your country? What is that saying about either you guys are saying you don't want the filth involved, or you just don't want none of it involved? But there's a lot of good information out there.
Right.
I heard McCain's trying to pass a law to stop RT because of the shit that's going down over there with Russia and who are they fucking with over there? Syria.
Mm-hmm.
Russia's trying to help them, and we're trying to fuck with them. So it's like.
And the founder of RT was just found dead this week when he was
I heard about
visiting
that.
in Washington, D.C. from a heart attack.
Can you? Wow.
But we all know about the heart attack guns that the government has. If you haven't heard about them, Google them. Jesse Ventura actually did an expose on them on his TV show Conspiracy Theory. So they are real.
Hey, WILDSTAR, before we go, I mean, before we keep talking about other stuff, I want to tell you, if I don't make it the next day or the next day, it's been an honor being here with you. Right? This is like Titanic going down and shit.
Right?
Goodbye. No, but seriously, like, I mean, think about what we're doing in this timeline in our lifetime. Like, we're doing something that, like, only, like, dudes that want to, like, heroes have been doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What I'm trying to get at is that if I'm gone, remember, if I'm in jail or something, let's start there. If I'm in jail, make sure you put up a sign like you did for Z.
Oh, yeah.
What was that dude's name?
Yes, sir. Zalmai Narzazai. He's actually Muslim American. So, yeah. We call him Z. But I would say you ain't going nowhere, bro.
Well, that's all in great thoughts, and I'm with you 100%. What I'm trying to say is that, like, at least I'm putting it down in a wave format that
exactly.
Hey, Lou is saying right now, if I had an opportunity, and I understand fully that how mainstream works, like we're talking about China's media, like America's media, like why do they get the privilege of telling us all the information? And what if that information is spoiled?
Yeah.
What if that information is no longer useful? This is why we have the Open Your Mind podcast, because we're trying to open your minds to the fact that, hey, you might have been lied to your whole life.
Yeah, the mainstream media is propaganda at its best. It's been tainted ever since the television came along, ever since corporations got involved with that process. So
I just want to show my respects while I'm here, because even if I don't get assassinated, even if I do make it or I don't go to prison, like, if I'm 80 years old, like, I want to always remember this moment.
Hey, and you got the revolution on record for the world to see, and that's the best part of it all is these are going to be the archives for the resistance.
And it's going to help us remember what we were thinking.
Precisely.
Because what happens when we get Alzheimer's? What happens when we can't think anymore? What happens when a brain trauma or whatever the chemtrails are in the skies?
Like, better yet, what happens when they like to ban all of the material out there that's the truth?
This is why I have 4 external hard drives, and I keep them all hidden in different places. So I'm going to show you where they're at one day, so you'll know on like a little map. I'm going to draw a little map out. It's a little black box, too. It's like a hidden, secret thing. So
that dead man's trigger.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
Looking for the treasure, right?
No, dead man's trigger. That means if I die, something happens to me, a bomb is going to go off, and all of this information is going to come out.
Wow, you terrorist. You terrorist, WILDSTAR. Wow. But I mean, what is a terrorist, man? Like, that word.
Well, that's what they would like to define us as domestic terrorists. They're doing their best to try to define radicalism in this country as terrorism. And if people aren't paying attention, if they aren't being wise, and
if they don't stick together,
exactly. Then
what happens when WILDSTAR gets pulled off the road, or gets taken out? Not taken out, like taken to a jail, like they did that dude. Remember that black dude that was protesting for Ferguson, and like everyone was told to go back into their homes. You have to go home. There's a curfew, and that dude stood out there. Do you remember that? Exactly. I wonder if I could pull up that video. A van pulls up, and they just grab the dude. The cops, they just grab him and throw him in the van.
And where is he now? And believe it or not, we've had one of our Supreme Court justice judges pretty much say that we have an opportunity to be thrown in FEMA camps, just like the Nazis threw the Jews into concentration camps during World War II. So when Justice Scalia comes out and warns the American people that they can be thrown into these FEMA camps just for rebelling, I think we need to be aware of the severity of the situation.
Definitely scary, and that's what makes me always think, are you guys too afraid to do this? Is this why you guys are not speaking on about it? Because I had my doubts. I had my paranoias where I'm going like, what am I doing? I mean, I'm pissing off the hornet's nest. I'm really I'm pepper spraying them right now, saying fuck you. We're gonna continue to give you the real media. We're gonna continue to open your eyes. We're gonna continue to march. We're gonna put our lives on the line. And even though you might want to label us as domestic terrorists, we're still here and we're still fighting, man. With our little horns, we're gonna be like, hey, fuck you.
Somebody's got to do it. You may be the one fighting the hornet's nest, but you're not alone.
Definitely.
And what makes you the superiority is they're still inferior by their numbers, by how much power less that they are. And we just need to take it back and show them who is the true superpower here.
And most of the people that were marching with us last Thursday in Santa Ana, California, Orange County, were like not, rich people. They were not people that had a lot of money. They were people that came on the bus. They were people that came with expired tags. There were people that didn't have a ride back. People that didn't have any gas. That's why I was like, I don't even want to talk about it, but I was just like, I'm here to help you. If you guys need something, let me help you.
That was a very generous moment, and it's actually been recorded on camera. So the world knows already, Lou, how great of a guy you are. He actually offered to give gas money to all of the people that came out to support that night, and that was very admirable of you.
Thank you.
And again, all of the people there noticed that of you, and
your camera fell.
Oh. Did it? Just aim it to the sky.
Hey, but I did it. I did it in the heat of passion. I just saw everybody, and I just felt like I was in. I don't have that much of a family anymore. I kind of cut my ties with everybody because I just feel like nobody's on the same page. All of my family are like into drugs, or they have too many kids, or they couldn't educate themselves to fight. And I always try to educate them, but they had like a sense of ignorance that my mother built into them. I'm talking about my siblings. They didn't understand. I'm like, listen, this is a hard road. This is a fight. So I've actually got strong. I'm on my feet now. I got 2 cars. I feel good. I got money in my bank. So I see people doing the same thing as I was struggling my whole life. So I just like want to give it to them. I want them to stand strong too, because I feel like I'm strong now. And I'm not the strongest. I'm not rich, but I just have a little bit of money that I got luckily from my income tax, and I just give it away. I just try to help people, and it comes back.
And that's great.
Comes back.
That's why I said to you, I said, whatever money you're going to give me or would like to give it to the person that needs it, because
all those homeless people, dude, it was like, fuck.
That's the most, I guess, depressing and inspiring parts about the movement is the people that are out there are not millionaires. They are people that are living life on the thread, and living by all means just to fight this cause. And that should inspire others that have more, such as yourself, to do what you did, to help those in need, because we're your brothers and sisters, and to see us out there fighting alongside you and struggling and not want to support us in some sort of a way, definitely should define your moral character and should strike you in some sort of a way, because I feel like if more of the people that were fortunate reached out to those less fortunate in this movement, we would be a lot more powerful. We would be a lot more effective. That's why I'm aiming to make as much money as possible and, filter that back into what I'm doing. That way I can show people how regurgitating those funds into this movement can be more advantageous.
Yes, sir.
It's not money that won't be well spent.
Definitely. You're the guy, man. I'm supporting you 100%. We got only 17 more minutes with you. I'm hoping someone will jump in and say, hey, guys, I got the guts. I want to say something. But it's all gravy. I wanted to ask you, though, we did a predicament before. I didn't get to put that on YouTube yet because I wanted to do a before and after, a whole piece on us saying this is what's going to happen. This is what we think is going to happen. This is what we're planning out. And then now, what did we actually get out of it? What did we see happen? And if anything, do you think the American people are waking up? So do you think so?
Absolutely. Especially with excuse me, watching last night's debate, hearing a few of the questions during the GOP debate, people asking about the Federal Reserve and the IRS and taxes. People are sick and tired, and they're demanding that change now, opposed to waiting for that change. And that's a great thing to hear and see, because it's, again, inspiring for someone such as myself to try to continue forward with pursuing a position in public office, because were I to be given that opportunity, I will make those changes immediately. So to see other people out there not only seeking that change and fighting for that change and creating that change helps me feel like I should do this.
I'm already envisioning you sitting in the chair of governor and in the business suit, and it's actually happened. I fully believe it. I mean, that's where it starts. You got to convince yourself,
exactly,
this is a reality. This is what we're really going to do. And when I see you with the mask on in that chair as a governor, that'd be the shit, dude. You know why? You know why that'd be dope? Because all the dudes that are fighting for that, I mean, for fighting for us, you've made it. You're one of those dudes in that seat, and then another one, and then another one. It becomes this thing. And this is why I fully believe we should be wearing GoPros everywhere we go, because we have to continue to embed we are trustworthy. We are what we are. We're not here to bullshit you, and give us the opportunity, instead of these politicians that pay thousands and thousands of dollars so that you can see their stupid face on a billboard when they're telling you the same shit as everyone else. They want to tell you what you want to hear, but let's actually get someone to actually do it fully, which I don't think is that easy, but let's give it a shot.
Right. They're all going to tell you what you want to hear, but will they actually do it?
Let's take a call real quick. 267, you're on the air. What up?
What up, guys? How you guys doing tonight?
Excellent. How are you doing? Welcome.
Thank you. This is Tammy Lynn, and I have a question for you in reference to everybody waking up, because I've been on the streets and doing stuff for probably about close to 10 years, and I see people waking up, but what do you think is the next step that we have to do? Because I'm kind of like stuck. Like, people are waking up, and I see people are waking up, and I do have people say to me who are awake, and if we're at a march or a protest, and if I'm trying to tell them, whether it's mainstream media, whatever the case may be, that I mentioned to them, they have said, you know, like, oh, well, we already know that, and they kind of just, like, brush it off, and they don't want to be any part of it. So although they are waking up, what would you suggest the next step is?
Getting involved.
Protests aren't going to do anything but that.
Well, Tammy, thank you for
Like, we just came back from the Million Mask March in D.C., but, you know, John Anthony Fairhurst and I and a lot of other people, we were talking about this. Like, what do you feel would be the next step? And not only that, do you think it's going to be through peace, or do you think it's going to be, like, anarchaic? I mean, just what are your guys' like outlook on this?
You want to take the lead? Or
who are you asking? No, I'm just kidding. Well, Tammy, first of all, thank you for calling in. And I didn't want to put anybody's name out, but since you're already doing it, I'm going to say thank you, Tammy, and thank you, John. And, of course, thank you,
problem.
Steve Grant.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Johnny's my man.
I definitely want to say the next step is going to be a complicated one. With technology, thankfully, we are able to communicate, and it's going to take education. I mean, everyone that we marched with in Santa Ana was peaceful. Everyone in Santa Ana was doing the right thing. We were all marching together. We got to occupy, I believe. We have to have someone endorse us, someone put their money into us, and allow us to surround the city halls and not budge and stay there like when you starve yourself for a long time. We got to do that for a long time to make our point heard that a lot of us have to do it, though. A lot of us have to get in the way and make it a very annoying situation. That's
one of the things that I said that night to the
going like with the Occupy approach.
Well, one of the things that I said that night to the crowd was the next step from here is getting involved however you get involved. There's people out there that protest against genetically modified foods, and they do that 365 because that's what they're passionate about. There's people out there that are passionate about climate change, so they do their best to inform the masses about climate change. But That's what it's all about, is being involved to inform the masses. How are you going to do that? Think of whatever way that is and do it, whether it be through art, music, or painting or drawings.
We need more leadership. I mean, we need a lot more leadership. What me and WILDSTAR did the other night.
It's crazy that you just said that.
Pardon me?
Because everybody is always like, oh, leader fag, there's no leaders, especially with Anonymous, there's no leaders, since we're on that, topic of Anonymous. I mean, I have a PDF file in my community, because I do believe, I'm I've done Captain Ray Lewis, he's from Philadelphia, I'm also in Philadelphia. He's a great guy, beautiful person. I will do marches with him anytime, and anybody. I don't care, and I try to cover every topic, but I do also bring a flyer. It's a PDF form that I have, but I pump it out in my own community mostly, mostly just for them to be aware, and I send it in the Sunday papers, because I have my son in
that's great.
And he really is important to me. I mean, he's like my little street team, and he'll hope to go to the Sunday papers and slap that flyer in there. And it's every topic. It's just like a keyword. I don't direct them to any website. I tell them to just look it up themselves.
Right.
I don't want them to feel like I directed them to a specific target.
That's brilliant. That's a great way.
Even marching against Monsanto, because you have to realize a lot of the people don't get out and they don't go to these events.
Right.
Even with my other page, I mean, I'm sure you guys can relate to this. All of the people on our, whatever social media we have, they are protesters. They're activists. They're protesters. So we're preaching to the choir.
Right.
If so to speak. Do you understand what I mean? Because we're not really getting that reach, because most of us are already awake to some degree.
Yeah.
Tammy, let me cut you off, because you got a lot to say, and I really appreciate you calling right now and having the guts to ask us. I want to tell you that it's going to start with our leadership, and what we are doing right now is creating our own media, which is what RT has done. RT has gotten a ton of people because they created their own media. So it's on us to eliminate the mainstream media and bring in our own media and fight them off, which we have the lower underdog hand, but it's going to start with leadership, people that have to be put in the front lines. It's like when you go to war, someone's got to be in the front, and that's where it starts, and that's what
I say that too. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what me and WILDSTAR are doing right now. So I thank you for that mind-boggling question, because it's a very good question. People got to coordinate. People have to work together, and a lot of people don't want to follow. I want to be the leader.
Right.
Well, what the fuck are you doing to lead then? Because you're not putting yourself on the line like we are, exposing our faces, saying we're doing the right thing regardless if you want to fucking kill us. Sorry for my language.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, whether I wear the mask or not, I'm going to be who I am, and I'm a natural born leader. I can come into the situation, and for some reason I'm delegated the person to help lead the pack. And I just feel like because of that, natural given ability, I feel like it's my responsibility to then be aware of that and to nurture that. So when I came into the situation and I was telling people how to get involved, however they get involved, I let them know my way of choosing to get involved and to lead this way through to fight for freedom and liberty is by running for public office. And,
one thing I think about WILDSTAR and myself is a great, I think a dynamic duo is that he's kind of like the mellow one that's like really, respectful, and I'm kind of like this like barking at you, kind of get your fucking ass up type attitude. So we have like a combination of methods that we're using. Like I'm just throwing everything I can out there right now. Hey, if you're not interested in my podcast, listen to my music. If you're not interested in my music, check out my documentaries. Like I'm trying to throw everything at these people to wake them up, and it's working some way or another. A lot of people came out to help us out, and I didn't expect that.
Right. And I have a website that I use as an information hub. And no, go ahead.
No, I said I would definitely love to do an event with you guys.
Oh, thank you. We would love to have you join us, definitely. So we got to coordinate and make that happen. And like you said, the people that we've befriended already on Facebook, we got to expand that. Don't just click friend on every person with wearing an anonymous mask.
I've been doing
that. You know what? That's so funny funny that you just said that, because I was just talking to a whole group. I'm in a group chat, and I told them it's not cool to have, like, you're all about that 5,000 friends. I said, but if you do, I said, just do me a favor, go through your friends, even, you know, John included. I said, you know, let's just go through our friends, because, you know, this is ridiculous. You know, you have 5,000 friends, 4,000 followers, and you get 10 likes.
Hey.
Through these accounts.
Hey, Tammy,
they weren't active. Most of them weren't even active for 2 years.
Right.
Tammy, you're awesome. I just want to tell you.
Quality for me rather than quantity.
Tammy,
I'm gonna make a fake account. It's gonna be a soccer account type thing, so I can like wake up the soccer moms and stuff. You know?
Exactly, and that's what my fake account is used for.
Hey,
to
Tammy.
do exactly that.
Tammy, stay on the line. We got another caller, but I want you to know that you mean a lot to me. Your Facebook page did inspire me, and John, I love you guys for waking me up a little bit more and giving me that kick in the ass to say go out there and actually do it, man. Stop talking about it, go out there and do it. And that's what got me on my horse to get going. So thank you for the call. I'm going to put you back on hold.
You told me that, I was like, oh, I got a special place for you in my heart, man. I got to do an event with you.
Definitely. We'll collaborate, okay? So stay on the line. Thank you.
Definitely. I'll be in touch.
All right. Yeah. So we got another caller. Let me buzz them in real quick. We got what the hell's going on here? 832. You're on the air with DJ Lou and Governor WILDSTAR. What up?
What's up, guys? This is Desmond Hammer in Houston.
What's up, Houston? How you doing, Desmond?
No, my name's Devin.
Devin, pardon me. Welcome.
What's up, brother?
That's cool. What's up, man? Yeah, you guys are talking about, like, leadership and, like, you know, stuff going on with people and, like...
Speak up a little bit.
Basically, like, what they need to do to, like, get better and all that, you know, and, like, to make the movement stronger.
Yep.
I think a big issue that's going on is a lot of people... even natural leaders, they don't have like a lot of mental training for this kind of thing.
Yep.
A lot of people aren't very good lie detectors.
Wow. Wow. This dude is on top of it.
You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. I mean, I mean, everywhere you go, from any restaurant, they're gonna tell you what you want to hear. This is the best food, and you eat it, and it's fucking gross.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And also, like, a lot of people, they don't really understand what it takes to, like, discover truth. You know, they don't understand that it takes experience and to, like, use the real logic and reason in order to figure out, you know, what it is and, you know, what's truth. Like, when you read an article or you listen to somebody speak, like, how to discover what's lies and what's truth. Because sometimes it'll sound like truth, but it's not. And even something that sounds like a lie, sometimes it even, you know, it turns out to be truth. And... you know, a lot of people, they need, like, a lot of training. They need practice. They need to, like, look at what it is to, you know, to get better, to become those natural, to become better natural leaders, to become those, you know, people that can teach others, you know what I'm saying?
This is going to take a lot of time, man. This is going to take a lot of time to build the trust into the people. And this is why I fully believe in, documenting everything and videotaping everything and, always saying what you mean, because if you don't mean what you're saying, then you're full of shit. So say it how you mean it. If you're making a joke, I get it, but I'm talking about backing up what you say, documenting it, having some evidence on what you believe and why you believe it. There's a reason for everything. That doesn't mean it's good. That doesn't mean it's bad. You have to really take a look at everything one by one, and that's the thing. People don't want to do that. They just want to be told the information. Just tell me it so I can believe it.
Right. They don't want to do the research themselves.
You know, and everybody...
So it's the thing, like, a lot of people...
Go ahead.
Yeah, man, just like a lot of people, they don't really understand, like, how they look, like, what to do, and they don't know how to, like, organize themselves, you know, to, like, be able to, like, pass out flyers, to give out, you know, proper information with the right kind of facts on it. You know, something that'll actually make people, like, go, you know, you know, what am I doing here, and what do I need to do in order to bring people in and to convince them that there's a real problem, you know? It's like there's so many issues that are out there. We all know it's there, but a lot of people, I think a lot of people, they have a hard time with written communication, oral communication, and even, like, communicating, like, with their, you know, their bodies and even their presence. And a lot of people, they just don't really understand what it is to, like, to say, hey, you know, follow me, you know,
Yeah.
check me out, see what I'm doing, and you know, try to understand me. And it's like, I think, yeah.
Well, yeah, stepping up to the plate as a leader is definitely not, you know, a job for the faint-hearted. So that's why it's very important.
You keep talking about the problem, though. What have you figured out any solution? Because all you're saying is all the problems. In order for us to solve the problems, we have to use our own brains and say, well, that plan didn't work over there. That guy's plan didn't work over there. Maybe we should try this plan and propose it. That's what I'm doing all the time. That's why this new GoPro. Do you hear like a weird effect in my voice?
A little bit.
Sorry.
Sounds a little spacey.
Yeah, like I'm in outer space right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. I didn't put an effect on.
Right.
No, but this is why I keep proposing this GoPro thing. And I remember WILDSTAR was like, well, that's an invasion of your privacy. You're right. But if you're going to be holding an office position, you should be held higher than normal Americans. You should be held higher. A higher expectation. And if you want this salary, you want to make these rules that's going to trickle down on every single person, then fucking put the GoPro on and let's see what you're really about. Let's see what you're doing behind closed doors. Let's see if you're really about what you're saying. So I'm going to challenge WILDSTAR this next year, and I'm just kidding. I'm just bugging around. But no, I'm trying to propose new things, and they might sound wacky, but let's try them.
Yeah, and that's...
Are you speaking about specifically like politicians? Sorry, man. Like, are you talking about like politicians, or are you talking about like people in the movement?
Well, my man Devin, you're talking about people in the movement, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay, that's
and that's
we're on
what
the same page. Cool.
That's what I'm saying is pretty much it's up to you as well as the people involved to know your strengths. You know your strengths, so if you know that I'm good at printing up flyers and passing them out to people and getting them revved up, then you apply yourself, right? Opposed to those that don't feel like they're really comfortable in doing that, so much so at that point. I've met people in this movement to where one moment they're silent and then the next rally they have a megaphone and they're leading the way and, you know, chanting louder than anybody else could. It's really a development of character here. And I really feel like it's giving people an opportunity to kind of not only find themselves, but come out of their shells at the same time. Because we, the people, haven't really been given the opportunity to unite in this way, especially to fight for such various causes under one umbrella, because they all need to be fought for.
Governor WILDSTAR, your 30 minutes of shining is now over. We got to wrap up the show. Do you have any last words you want to leave people out there? Because we're going to have to do this again sometime, man. We got too much to say in so little time. But what do you want to close this up with? Thanks for the call, brother. What do you want to wrap the show up with? Because we got to get you going.
Well, I did post a video of the Million Mass March of Santa Ana that you streamed. And one of the quotes that I put up, I don't really remember it verbatim, but it basically says, if you can inspire others to be more and do more, then you are a leader. So I would say to all of those people out there that would like to step up and be a leader, be an inspiration to others in any way that you can. To the young lady that called in, she was asking about any way that people can step up and apply themselves. Just think about it. If you're listening to this broadcast and you're thinking about how can I get involved, what can I do to get involved, then just think about all of the talents that you have as a human being and put them into application.
Ooh, let's start the fireworks.
Yes, indeed. Light
Governor WILDSTAR.
Light that fire of liberty in each and every one of you, like Ron Paul said. So, and that's what I would like to say is I love you all, and I would just like to say God bless you and let the light of love and liberty shine in each and every one of you.
Wow. Well said, Governor WILDSTAR. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'm going to be around for...
Hold up. Load up. Hold up. Load up. Hold up. I'm telling you.
you it's hard. You might not feel my pain, but y'all can see the scars.
Load up, load up.
We going back to war. Something I want more. It's what I'm dying for.
Revolution. Hey.